What's up, folks? Lead meteorologist John Triquette here from the desk here at the studio. I don't have anybody to produce for me, so I'm going to be doing an all-in-one show here. I got my phone with the stream here off to the side so I can see your comments. If I don't see them show up on the stream, I got another phone here to try to look for some reports. It looks like we got a big old storm moving into St. Louis. Looks like we just actually right now got a new warning issued. I'm going to just jump right off here with querying this a severe thunderstorm warning. It is a significant warning for golf ball size hail for St. Louis. Let's see, where is that query? Get in here. For St. Louis, golf ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. We already have a golf ball report with numerous golf balls already being brought up here in, what is this, a Chesterwood or something? Chesterfield? Chesterfield, Missouri, which is one of the suburbs of St. Louis. I'm bringing up radar scope on my phone as well because there's going to be probably quite a few little MPing reports coming in. So we're going to try to get everything all set up here to be on top of this for you guys to watch as we have another storm, another one of these moving through the St. Louis area. So I think first things first, let's zoom in on this guy. Let's see what we got here. We are right next to that radar. It is hailing on the radar here for the St. Louis area. Man, they just got this thing back online and it's getting beat to hell by some hail, or beat to hail, there we go. Looking at the correlation coefficients, obviously because we're so close to the radar, it is going to be kind of messy here. A little difficult to see what we have to work with due to the fact that you can tell if I zoom in here and I do a bit of drawing, there's your hail core showing up on the differential reflectivity. So this product basically shows you, is it more rain or is it more hail falling? That does correlate with the high reflectivity here in this area that is Jacobs, it looks like. Let's zoom in real close. Let's see if we can get some intersections here. I think I have the roads loaded. Lord, I hope they have the roads loaded. I do. They're just showing up really zoomed in. So that's fine. We'll go ahead. Let's see some of the roads that happened here. Nope, that's for the warning. Hang on, guys. I haven't actually produced on here in a minute, so which one is it? Cities label, Point Highway label. It's probably this one. So this is Greens Bottom Road and Pittman Hill Road, both looking like you're getting that golf ball size hail right now. This sounds like we are getting copious amounts of big hail. The big thing too with this storm is we also had a little bit earlier some reports of really strong winds. I think up to upwards of 70 miles an hour. Let's zoom this out again. If you're just joining us here, we have a storm. The radar is trying its best, but we have a storm that's moving into the St. Louis area. Again, this is in the suburbs off to the west. We've had reports a little earlier in the town of Washington, I believe, multiple branches down and a 72-mile-per-hour gust with this thing. And on the top of the fact that we've had numerous reports of heavy golf ball size hail. That means that's a high volume, a lot of golf ball size hail falling for at least 5 minutes. If that ends up being wind driven, guys, that's obviously going to be a pretty intense event here. I'm trying to check out a couple more MPings. Of course, we have, it looks like we're kind of in an area where there isn't a, is there like a lake or something nearby here? I honestly don't know St. Louis very well. So let's zoom in a little bit on this storm. Here in Chesterfield, you have Harvester, Maryland Heights, and this, again, this warning, you see these lines that are on the radar right here that I'm highlighting with the yellow, that right there, that says that this is a significant warning. Looks like they just updated the warning as well. Still for that golf ball size hail and still radar indicated, but again, we've had that confirmation of the golf balls in this storm. Again, where that hail is going to be just a pretty easy highlight here where you have the highest reflectivity. Again, we are right next to the radar, so there's going to be some issues with some noise here on the dual pole products. So you can see some lowering within the correlation coefficient, but again, we are so close to the radar that it's going to be really difficult to actually see where that hail is. You can kind of tell. I mean, you squint and you can see it, right? But either way, this storm moving off to the east. Whoa, how far? We were moving east at 35 miles an hour. So if we were to take this and push it off here, I'm gonna have to actually zoom out a little bit here. Let me clear that. If I zoom out a bit, going east, solidly east at 35, so I'm taking it from the middle of the hail core, going east 35 miles an hour. The next 45 minutes, that means Maryland Heights, you're going to be next up. It is, what time is it right now? It is 6:32. I didn't know what time it was. It's 6:43. It'll be Maryland Heights, 6:55 University City, 7:01 in Jennings, 7:06 Spanish Lake. That's part of the St. Louis area. University City is part of St. Louis. And then by 7:11, we will be crossing the Mississippi River into Illinois. So this could be a pretty high impact area. A lot of population at risk here for the storm. There we go. We just got a radar update. Notice as we move away, as we are moving away from the facility, right? We're about 4 or 5 miles away from the facility now. More of this storm becomes visible again. You know, the way a radar works, you have a little bit of a wedge here, and that will stretch off. As you get further away, you get more and more of the storm viewed by the radar. So it only makes sense. And there you go. You really start seeing some real. Holy crap! Dang, that's a really low area of CCs. Let me try to. Yeah, let's zoom in on this here, guys. This is some real low correlation coefficients. I'm going to circle it with my yellow here over the Maryland Heights area. We go back to reflectivity. Notice you have that higher reflectivity, so where the pink is showing up. Differential reflectivity, you see all the gray popping up in here all over. You know, that is indicating we're probably getting some pretty solid hail here, guys. Again, when you get that low correlation coefficient, especially close to the radar, that means you're getting a lot of hail. So everybody there's probably a lot of folks here working the St. Louis area. I mean, not even a month ago, on March 14th, they had a massive storm in this area over by, Lord, what's it, like St. O'Fallon and stuff, so a little bit off. So over here, they had a massive storm like a couple weeks ago, and now, oh dang, we got, did that go tornado warned?
Yeah, probably. It's wrapping a little bit. There's no tornado yet.
Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna query this tornado warning. So this storm just got tornado warned here for St. Louis. So this is producing hail and is now tornado warned. I'm gonna read the warning for you guys so you can't see it. So it's for tornado and golf ball size hail, which is on there. So it's thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. It was over Chesterfield, moving east about 30 miles an hour. Radar indicated rotation. Let's see if we can see that rotation here on the velocity product. Let's go ahead and zoom on in, and it's probably going to be in this janky mess here over by White Road, just to the east of where the hail report is. That's likely where it's going to be. I mean, it looks pretty messy right now, and you can kind of tell as well when you zoom out. We have, again, we're really close to the radar, but the area of interest is going to be that hook right up in there. And again, that does show up when you bring up that velocity. Yeah, even storm relative velocity looks the same. So doesn't look imminent at the moment. And if I bring up correlation, oh, wait. Let me not go too far into saying that. Let me roll that back. Which one of you guys is looking at St. Louis? Is that debris? Does that look like debris to you?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
Okay. So I just needed confirmation. Again, Met team is just right behind me here. So I'm okay. So right here, this looks like a little bit of a debris ball here, guys. So, yeah, it's yep. Yeah, that's a debris ball. Okay. Well, let's go ahead. We're gonna zoom in on this. Let's tell you guys where this is happening. Oh man, that's over a bunch of people. Okay. So tornado, very, very likely happening right now. I'd say I'm about 99% chance here. Tornado very likely ongoing. I would not be surprised if this becomes a confirmed tornado warning in the next minute or two. What you're seeing here, this area of blue, this is not, I repeat, this is not hail. This is a debris ball. I believe this is still in Chesterfield, right? I think still Chesterfield.
It's on the eastern side.
Yeah, eastern side of Chesterfield here. Again, moving east about 30 miles an hour. So again, this is a tornado that Chesterfield is to the west of St. Louis. I'm going to clear this off the screen. So we're going to track this debris ball, okay? Oh boy, this is a lot of population. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So 30 miles an hour, I'm going to take it from the middle. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, so I got to zoom out pretty far to get to. All right, so this is bad news bears, guys. Tornado ongoing here in Chesterfield, which is to the west of St. Louis, moving east about 30 miles an hour. Assuming it's on the ground for 45 minutes, that means Crève-Coeur, that suburb there at 647. University 658, 712 in the middle of St. Louis, so over by the Arch, really downtown. And then Granite City 717. So again, tornado ongoing, and notice this is all population, guys. This is this thing, it came down on people, and now we are it's over people. So it's if you are watching this, you know somebody in St. Louis and any of the towns I just mentioned, you got to get yourself into your tornado safe place for sure. Yeah, this thing is still happening. So we just got another radar update. It's over Missouri Highway 141. Let me highlight that again. That area in the green there, that is the debris ball for this tornado. Has that warning been updated to a confirmed? No, not yet. Okay, well, I'm saying right now it's definitely confirmed. I can see Crève-Coeur. Okay, thank you, Samantha. I am not from St. Louis, so I see that, and my brain goes to probably some weird Massachusetts pronunciation. So again, this is the debris ball, and we are moving east, okay? All right, so going into Crève-Coeur, it's going to cross 270, Highway 270, pretty soon here. It's pretty much paralleling about, let's see, we are almost a mile exactly to the north of I-64, moving east about 30 miles an hour. That means these radar frames update every 2.5 to 5 minutes, which means by the time this updates again, it'll very likely be about here, okay? So, again, this is a tornado ongoing in the St. Louis metro. We are here to the west of St. Louis itself. It's all these suburbs to the west. And lest we forget, we do have hail happening here off to the north over Maryland Heights and St. Charles. I kind of shifted my focus a little bit. It's definitely still hailing over there, and we do have a couple other hail reports that came in. There's a quarter-size hail report, but I think the big focus now is we have a tornado ongoing in a major metropolitan area. So again, we're going to keep tracking this, guys. I'm going to see if I can see if that tornado warning, I'm just keep checking to see if it's been updated. The tornado warning has not been updated yet. I'm very surprised, again, that the tornado is going to be, if I keep going back to, got your velocity here. Let me just highlight this right there. Correlation coefficient, you can see that debris ball within so the circle within the circle there, that is where that tornado is, and we are moving off to the east. So it's right over the center of town if you project over U City. Yeah, so again, get in your tornado shelter, guys. Any of these areas that have been mentioned in here, again, this is a tornado ongoing. We don't have any chasers I can cut to or anything to show you guys any. Okay, I think that just got updated. Yeah, confirmed tornado, damaging tornado. So it's located over Crève-Coeur, moving east at 25. Storm's slowing down too. So 25 miles an hour, radar confirmed tornado. So no chasers have seen it or anything, but I mean, when you see a debris ball like that, that definitely means you have a tornado on the ground doing damage. There is a lot of population in here. So let's zoom back in. I'm going to go back to correlation coefficient. We are using this to find debris, okay? Let me roll it back. There it is, a frame ago. Okay, it's looking a little messier. Okay, that's good. We're looking a little bit messier here. I'm going to circle where we have that lower correlation coefficient. Let me bring up velocities. Okay, so it's going to likely be in there somewhere. So it doesn't look as scary as it did like just a radar frame ago. So at see that? It's 638. The tornado is right here, okay? And then we move forward here to 641, and it's somewhere in here, right? So it doesn't look as intense at the moment. Hopefully that means that this has just, hopefully has lifted. Again, we are, again, very, very densely populated area here. So that tornado will likely be somewhere just to the west of I-270 in the Fern Ridge area. This is where the lowest correlation coefficient is showing up, right on Fern Ridge over Missouri Highway 340. It doesn't look like that really tight ball of really low correlation coefficient, so I'm hoping that this thing might be weakening or possibly even lifted by now, but either way, if you are downstream from this, anywhere north of I-64 in University City, Creve Coeur, or St. Louis, you need to take your tornado precautions right about now. I'm going to, let's see, I do have the storm heading towards the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex on my other computer here that I'm kind of keeping an eye on. It is looking pretty mean, guys, not gonna lie. But we are still kind of a distance. Looks like it's over to the northeast of Springtown, Texas. I'm pretty much gonna wait till we get to the Hazlitt, Roanoke area before I switch over to Dallas. But the storm is looking pretty nasty. Could be, we could be doing the Dallas and St. Louis rodeo all over again, like from a little bit ago. Otherwise, yeah, it's just, I'm going to stay focused here on the storm that you guys see on the screen here in the St. Louis area. So looking at the most recent update, okay, let's see here. Let me bring up the velocities. We got an update. It's not looking as mean. I think we may have gotten lucky here. Very possibly had this.
Well, see, the marker's still at 2.
Huh?
The marker's still at 2. You're talking about St. Louis.
No, I'm talking about the tornado. The hail I've kind of abandoned for a minute. Yeah. So yeah, you have the tornado impact, everything. I mean, this Titan impact crap is like not the best. Okay, whatever, useless. So let's looking at the storm here. Again, you do have hail. Hail looks like it's right along I-70. So I'm going to zoom in here. You see that higher, the reflectivity, so the pink showing up at Missouri Highway 180 and I-70. You have that hail. Let's see what correlation coefficient showing. You have those lower correlation coefficients. So it definitely is appearing that you're getting a large hail here. What are you guys thinking, like on I-70? Still golf balls?
Yeah, I think so.
Still golf balls? Okay.
It's probably not as intense as it was before, but yeah, it's probably up to golf.
Okay. I'm trying to find some impings. Unfortunately, the tornado, usually you get a tornado warning out and then suddenly all the reports stop because people freak out and want to get in their shelters, and that is what I highly recommend. So looking on correlation coefficients, where that tornado was, there is an area of lower CCs, but I don't think that is what we're looking at here. I think we may have lucked out here, guys. It may possibly have lifted unless I hear otherwise. It doesn't look as intense as it did a few minutes ago, but we definitely are, that tornado warning is still very warranted across the St. Louis area. Again, that confirmed tornado warning. We had a tornado a few minutes ago. Golf ball size hail definitely confirmed across portions of the suburbs here, and it looks like we have another update to the warning. Let me just check on that. All right, so they just updated the tornado warning, so now it is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over Creve Coeur, moving east, or Creve Coeur, moving east at 20 miles an hour. It's tornado and ping pong ball size hail. So it seems like they have pulled back on the hail size a little bit as well, as it is moving off to the east here. Again, I'm not, I am not complaining at all. Nobody wants to see a big tornado moving through a metro area. That is always, I always am not feeling good about those, so that's good. The CCs are also a fair bit lower here across the area where the high reflectivity is. The storm is not looking as brutal as it did a little bit ago. The hail is definitely over the Ferguson, Bridgeton area. Doesn't look as strong as it did a little bit ago. I think the golf ball size hail may have come close to an end here, at least right now, unless something shows me otherwise. The storm is not looking as intense as it did a little bit ago. We definitely had a tornado there for a few minutes across the eastern portions of Chesterfield, but hopefully nobody was hurt with that. Looking over to, oh geez, okay. Man, that storm off to the west of DFW is looking real mean, guys. So I think I might actually just take a second. We're going to leave this storm here after I look at what this hail report is. Nope, that's a mesocyclone. Dang it. So quarter size hail near the Family Arena in St. Charles. That's actually pretty far north from where the hail core was. There was a 61 mile per hour wind gust. So you had some wind-driven hail there in the Weldon Springs. You had numerous golf ball size hail, quarters. I think those were both MPING reports. All right, latest radar update before I go check out the DFW activity here. Notice have quite a bit of the high reflectivities at 170, 70, and 270. What are you guys looking at? Oh, it looks
Checking that as you can
like,
see in the office here. There's like a little bit of a swim through.
oh, okay. Well, if something cool happens, I'll switch to my cell phone so I can show everybody on the stream. Looking at what we have right here. Okay, actually, you know what? The CCs have gotten lower again here over the Hazelwood and Ferguson area between 270, 170, and 70. Yeah, no, okay. So yeah, we're still making some pretty good size hail. I think this storm decided it heard me wanting to switch to a different storm, and was like, well, fine, we won't leave then. So the biggest hail, if we zoom back in here, if we want to get to more specific intersections, probably somewhere between James McDonald Boulevard and Harmon Lane. Some bigger hail. I don't know if it's quite golf ball based off what I'm just seeing right here, but it could be pretty nasty, and it keeps moving off to you. So north side of St. Louis, and we'll cross the Mississippi River and go over to Granite City. I'm going to now make the Max computer mad at me, and I'm going to click on, I think I have, the DFW Metroplex. Woo, here we go. All right, let's see. There we go. All right, so here we are. We are now in DFW. So I have switched gears a little bit, checking in on the other potentially significant storm. Let's zoom right in on this guy right here, and notice this is a pretty nasty looking storm. They have the potential mesocyclones. I can tell you that the hail size is estimated is about 2.5 right now, as the storm is pretty mean looking. Bring up those correlation coefficients. No, it's really low CCs here outside of Rome. A lot of hail falling with this. A little bit of gusty winds. Has a history of producing quarter to half dollar size hail, but the storm is definitely looking a lot nastier now. So this, I believe, let's bring up that warning here. It's warned for 2-inch hail, 65-mile-an-hour winds, and it is moving to the east at 50 miles an hour, which is pretty quick. I would not be shocked if we get a warning out for Denton County here pretty soon. That 2-inch hail is radar indicated. Looks like we also just got another hail LSR for half dollar size hail in Boyd, which is not where the biggest hail is. So this storm looking good, looking strong, moving off to the east at 50. So that I'd have to zoom out quite a bit here. And let's just track this thing out about like that. So that would bring the storm to Justin here at 7:08. It's 6:51 right now. Trophy Club at 7:15. Flower Mound 7:21. Louisville 7:28. Little Elm 7:34. If this sounds familiar, it's because this seems to be the classic track that DFW storms like to take when they want to go crazy and drop really big hail. So we're going to be watching this real careful as we get closer and closer and closer to major population centers. Once you get to about I-35 west-ish, the population jumps up significantly. So that's one storm, and then we have these other storms down here by the Stephenville area. Not looking as intense, but definitely still worth keeping an eye on. They are remaining fairly isolated, so that could lead to some pretty intense activity here across the region. Let's see, making sure nothing else crazy is going on off camera here. I guess I can check in on OKC because that team is moving around a lot behind me. Let's see what's happening over by our office. I'm assuming this is what you guys are talking about. Yeah, it's a little bit of rotation. It's trying its best. Yeah, it's not warned, but I don't know if anything crazy. Oklahoma City, yeah, it looks like a lot of stuff is not really going down here in OKC right now. We'll be keeping an eye on that. So I'm going to reset. We're going to go back to St. Louis. This is where the initial reason why we went live. We do have a pretty, quite a bit of activity across the area here. We're moving into the north side of St. Louis. Again, we have storms over Ferguson right now. Definitely quite a bit of hail.
Markers up to 3
On
the Ferguson.
Okay, so yeah, it's looks like it has cycled a bit and is now getting its act back together again here over Ferguson, Missouri. Oh yeah, geez, okay, that was a radar update. Here we go. Look at right here. Look at all those I say the cooler colors. So when you see the greens and the blues, that means the hail's bigger. So we're gonna zoom right in on there. Here across Lucas and Hunt Road. Okay, that's a name. A lot of folks getting impacted with this over Country Club Hills. Bring up that reflectivity. You can see, you have those, again, the higher reflectivity. When you see the darker reds and the pinks, that means it's the higher reflectivity mixed with the low CCs. That is a pretty classic marker for some hail there. Keep an eye on velocity. Doesn't really look tornadic too much anymore, but yeah, I think that hail risk might be going up quite a bit pretty quickly here again across the Ferguson area. Let me see if I got any MPing reports, but I mean this does look like this storm is wanting to make sure that it drops real big hail. Looks like I think we got a new warning. Okay, yeah, we got a warning going into Denton County, so I'm gonna be splitting my attention here between DFW and St. Louis, because we do have, man, that's a pretty nasty looking storm. So yeah, we could be playing a double duty here. A couple storms happening at the same time. So again, we have this storm. This is the most recent update. It's 6:56 p.m. Central Time. Storm in the St. Louis area, north of St. Louis in Ferguson, Missouri right now. Definitely quite a bit of hail associated with this. Let's see what this latest radar update has. I think it's bringing to the northernmost sections of St. Louis itself and parts of Ferguson, low CCs, differential reflectivity really bottoming out. This is your core right here. There you go. That's where your hail is. The biggest hail is going to be right in here. So I'd say very likely you're getting that hail golf ball size or larger. Let's zoom in a bit. Say over Halls Ferry Road and St. Cyr Road. So this area right here, or Missouri Highway 367, all definitely seeing, if it's not quite big hail, it's a ton of hail. It's a probably quarter to golf ball size hail likely falling here, and this storm continues moving off to the east. If you roll it back, yeah, you can tell it's cycled and has since regained its strength as it continues moving off to the east, northeast generally. So it's going to cross the Mississippi River and head into Granite City, St. Thomas, and then Collinsville, as it's kind of northern side of Collinsville, as it's kind of paralleling 270 there. So that's what we're looking at for the St. Louis area. We're going to pop back over to DFW now, where we do have a warning in effect here. Man, what in the hell is going on with this? Can I kill that? Why is the tornado warning so prominent? That's really weird. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna mess with my can I move this or no? Okay. Well, there you go. You have that severe thunderstorm warning. For some reason, the tornado watch is going on top of everything. But so there's that new severe thunderstorm warning for Denton County for ping pong ball size hail. Oh, really? Only ping pong balls? I'm surprised. I'm surprised it's only for ping pong ball size hail. It's still moving. It's moving east at 35 miles an hour, so it's slowed down quite a bit. It means it's most likely becoming surface based, rooted to the surface. Okay, never mind. They changed their mind. Literally as we had it click there, so now it's for 2-inch hail. I don't know why they had ping pong balls. I was going to say, what the hell are they talking about? I just heard them talking about 2-inch in the background there. So that includes Denton, Flower Mound, Louisville, and the Colony. So 2-inch hail. So this is for Denton and portions of Tarrant County here. So this will be moving over, again, a lot of folks, Denton, Louisville, Flower Mound, all this. If Todd's watching, it's going to go over your house for sure. Let's go ahead. We're going to query some of this. I believe that 2-inch report's over Briar. Yeah, hen egg size hail in Briar, Texas. And if we zoom in on the storm, you can definitely tell why. That's a pretty nasty looking storm here. I believe. Yeah, we got a golf ball report as well in Boyd. And looking at it on the radar off on the other side of the screen here, it's got about a 2.25-inch marker. Bring up that correlation coefficient, and it's pretty easy to tell where that hail is. Can I turn off the storm tracks? There we go. The hail is here. There it is, right there, where you see those low correlation coefficients. So what I have highlighted, my weird kind of sort of heart shape, that is your hail core moving off to the east about 35 miles an hour. We got another hail report in just now, another 2-inch size hail in Newark. So for sure, making 2-inch hail, a lot of it very likely happening here as, we are very likely going to see this move into a much more densely populated area very soon here. I do not have the roads loaded up for Dallas. I'm think I'm going to have to change that here in a second. I don't have to stop the stream since I'm sitting at my computer, but it will look a little janky for a second on the stream. So I'm going to switch to the Dallas local Earth. And let's start that bad boy again. And we should have the neighborhoods on here. Can we get... Yep, there we go. Roads in Rome. Look at that. There we go. So now we're cooking with fire. So I got the roads loaded up for DFW. As we have a storm, very likely about to have some pretty major impacts across southern Denton County, far northern Tarrant County, and then we'll just kind of see how far this bad boy goes. I mean, this is pretty standard stuff for Dallas in terms of how a storm evolves, where it likes to go when it wants to eat up all that warm air from the urban heat island effects. So yeah, looking like we have a pretty nasty storm here, guys. This is going, if we are moving to the east at 35 miles an hour, right? That's what it was. Yeah, so we're moving east at 30, so this thing's really slowed down too. If we go east at 30, that brings, in the next 40, so basically in the next 45 minutes, the leading edge of this storm will be at I-35 East in the Corinth Double Oak area. So that would bring us to, so 716 at Justin, it's 702 right now. Coral City at 724, Argyle at 730, Double Oak at 737, and Corinth at 744. So it is not moving super fast, but that really makes me think that we're going to see some pretty nasty stuff here. 2-inch report just came in now for Rome, so I think this isn't 2-inch south of Boyd, 2-inch in Briar, 2-inch in Newark. So you guys get the idea. This is very likely a lot of 2-inch hail, a lot of eggs falling. Mother Nature coming in with Easter eggs a little bit after the fact, but nonetheless, you have this nasty storm here. And then we are still keeping an eye on this guy down to the south over by Oak Trail Shores. Doesn't look as nice, looks a little sloppy. So I think the storm that is very likely going to be the most impactful is this one now moving into the westernmost sections of Denton County. Large hail, potentially, I guess very large hail is very likely here as this keeps moving off to the east. I'm going to check back in on St. Louis. I don't have the roads loaded up now for them. I'm not going to keep going. I'm not going to keep loading the roads back and forth like crazy just because it's going to make the system really mad at me. But not to discount it, the storm is still very much ongoing here. We have hail now. Looks like quite a few hail reports, so let's bring them up. We got quarter-size hail. Unsure on the true size of the stones, but I was confident they are larger than quarters. Why? How did that? Okay. Why was that an LSR? Ping pong ball size hail in Ferguson. STL Observer reported quarter-size hail at the location Woodson Terrace. Let's see what else we got. Quarter-size hail in Florissant. Florissant? I don't know how to pronounce it. Quarter-size hail in Hazelwood. Still have that an area of low CCs over Spanish Lake and Glasgow Village. And looks like the storm, thankfully, they should be able to let the tornado warning expire on this. I think we have switched over to a hail risk on this guy, and it honestly doesn't look as impressive as it did a little bit ago. I'm saying that with not actually. Yeah, we're moving off to the northeast now. Yeah, it might be getting disconnected from its inflow. So we do have hail still over Spanish Lake, probably that similar to what we were seeing before, that quarter to ping pong ball size. Don't be shocked if golf ball report snuck in or something. I think that's still warned for ping pong ball size hail. So move over to the Illinois side of this risk here. And I see there was a tennis ball report down in Texas, so I guess I'll probably go back there. It's crazy, man. Like, we're getting these storms. It's like 2 weeks later, the next big event, and we're getting DFW and St. Louis again. Like, it's just kind of weird how storms like to, I don't know, these events like to mirror each other sometimes. Very strange. Let's zoom in over the storm as it's happening now. Looks like we got a report very quickly in of quarter-size hail in Justin. That's definitely going to get larger. I believe one of these, 2-inch, there it is, a tennis ball report in Boyd. So yeah, that tennis ball size hail with this, I don't know if they'll update the warning. I think they'll probably keep it at 2-inch for now. Yep, yeah, I'll maintain that 2-inch size hail. Let's see what we got on the correlation coefficient. And okay, all right, the storm actually isn't showing doesn't look as intense as it did a little bit ago. And go back over to here. I wonder if this thing's gonna cycle or what. Cycle, die, you know, that's your giggles back there. I mean, we'll see. We're going into a pretty untouched environment with this storm. I wouldn't be shocked if we have the storm kind of cycles a little bit and possibly re-strengthens. Either way, we're watching it here. Looks like we got another storm report popping in right under the little golf ball report in New Fairview. So a lot of hail. Definitely, the areas that got hit here. I know it's not crazy high population, but it looks like a pretty high volume golf ball to 2-inch with some tennis balls mixed in event, just based off of storm reports that are coming in so far when it's such a high quantity of those 2-incher, and you know, it leads one to assume that it's going to be more of the bigger hail versus a lot of little guys and somebody, you know, searched far and wide in their yard to find the 1-2-inch stone. It's pretty likely there's going to be quite a bit of that bigger hail. And again, that is moving towards the Denton area. We'll see if it can maintain itself or re-strengthen. It's not looking super healthy at the moment. But again, I mean, you have hail being produced. So we're going to keep a close eye on it. There was a 2-inch report 2 miles northwest of Ferguson, Missouri. So 2-inch hail happened on that St. Louis storm as well. So again, two storms here making some bigger hail. Looking elsewhere, if I just kind of looking around on my other screen here. I mean, these are the two main stories. Oklahoma City, I am maybe a little, I think pretty likely to say I think Oklahoma City has busted. I think as soon as I said extreme risk for Oklahoma City today, I was like, man, I'm probably jinxing it. Oklahoma just could not shake the cloudiness, and I think that really killed the chances. But overall, we do have other storms here. Looks like just the north of Springfield, another nasty storm. Let's see what happened in here by the Stockton area. That was a quarter-size hail. Strong winds came through. And, okay, so wind-driven quarters. That's never fun. That doesn't feel good.
2-inch report in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I mentioned it, so I'm actually going back to it. So we did get that 2-inch report. If you guys want to see where it was here in the St. Louis area, I believe it was. Nope. It's a lot of LSRs. There you go. Measured 2 inches at its home in the Ferguson area of the St. Louis Metro. When the storm looked a lot better a little bit earlier, and then since then it is now. I wonder if it does not look good. It must have got disconnected from its updraft or something, and then the updraft is what you need to feed a storm, and if it loses its connection, it just kind of peters out. It kind of looks like that may have been the case of what happened. We did have a tornado with this thing a little bit earlier. This tornado warning can definitely just expire. It's still warned for that Still warned for, I think, ping pong ball size hail, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think the ping pong balls are very likely coming down a bit here in the St. Louis area. But again, we had that tornado earlier. Just chiming in, Darius Dallas area looks juicy. What model showing downwards for San Antonio and Austin later? Well, we can actually go look. I think I have enough radars loaded up here to get down towards the San Antonio and Austin area. Did I load down there? No, I didn't. But we do have some storms trying to fire up. It seems like the whole dry line wants to fire today, which is good and bad, right? So tail end Charlie, so what would be the southernmost storm could go to town, but when you have so much activity forming, it's very likely it'll turn into a squall line that ends up moving off to the southeast. But right now, it's possible. Now that storms are happening, I'm not looking at the models too much. I'm just kind of nowcasting, like watching what's happening and seeing where it goes. So, since sometimes the models can be dumb. Let's see here. We got we had another. Springtown also got some golf ball size hail as well. I'm seeing a bit of a ZDR differential arc over Justin. What Echo Top's looking like. Sorry, I'm basically talking aloud and looking on my other computer here to see if this storm might be strengthening. I am noticing a lot more of bigger Echo Tops getting up over 40,000 feet compared to a few frames ago. Yeah, I would not count this storm out at all yet. I think I think we can't rule it out. It looks like we also are seeing the potential for some more development further down along. So here is the storm in question, but notice this right here. This is some new development, and this is further south, so it would bring a lot more into play across Tarrant County and even connecting all the way down towards the Granbury area. So we definitely need to keep a close eye on all of this, along with the storms here across the main storm here across Tarrant County. Okay, do we finally have a little hail thingy on here for me to read? There we go. Finally, for the first time, friggin' today. What?
4.5-inch report by that Dallas storm.
Dang, really? Holy crap.
Yeah, estimated 4.5.
Oh, holy crap. Okay, so Steve just told me, if you guys heard me, a 4.5-inch report came in on this storm that we'll go look at here in a second. I was finally able to query this thing with the hail marker on the MAX system here showing 2.82. So that's a storm re-strengthening if I've heard of one. I mean, I don't want to like bog you guys down with technical babble, but just what I'm looking at on radar, I can't rule out this thing being done. So that's why we're staying on it. Looking at, there you go, grapefruit size hail report 5 miles northeast of Springtown by a National Weather Service employee. Can't dispute that one. That means somebody employee went out and measured it properly. They probably had like a micrometer and everything. So that's some big hail. I mean, that was what was advertised today. Somebody was going to get the grapefruits, and it's already happened. We'll see if this storm can do it again, as it is trying to get its act back together here a bit. Let's see. Let's see. Was this a full? No, it's not a full. Yeah, we'll see what this thing does. I'm sure all you guys are rooting for this thing to get its act back together. It's pulling into. Let's see. Frank Martinez currently in St. Louis just got hit by quarter-size hail. I wonder where you're at there, man. I mean, I'm assuming you're probably part of the eastern sections of St. Louis, since the storm is about to cross the Mississippi. Let's query. It looks like we got another storm report golf ball size hail just west of Justin. So, okay, so that was 15 minutes ago. Never mind. Max hail size 2.52 is what this algorithm is showing. So it's still showing quite a bit of activity possible here. You still have those lower CCs. It's not as prevalent as it was a little bit ago or earlier, but the thing I'm talking about is ZDR arc. Notice this deep red here. It's usually associated with quite a bit of lift, an updraft trying to get its act back together again. That's why I'm keeping a close eye on this as it's moving to the east. Once we get close to like I-35 west is when the population really starts to increase, right? I'm trying to remember. Oh, no. I mean, there's population here in Justin. I mean, this part of the country is developing so fast. It's so crazy. I mean, I've been living in this area, this part of the country for a decade now, and every time I go to Dallas-Fort Worth, especially when I'm in Denton County, and I go on I-35 west, it's like, was that neighborhood here the last time I went to IKEA? Like, what the hell? So it's sometimes hard to keep up with how quickly things are developing across DFW. Let's see. I'm gonna, again, I have two different screens here. So the other, when I'm looking off to the side, so I have my webcam. So this monitor here, this is what you guys are seeing, and then off to the side, this is the computer that controls the stream itself. And I have other products, so I can kind of multitask and look at other storms whilst we have one up on the screen. And I mean, the one thing that I find interesting is the potential for over here, this storm by Granbury. I see that, dang it, that the hail marker like jumped. Dang it, the hail marker jumped up a ton on this storm by Granbury. So that's interesting. We'll see. Yeah, it's still warned for 2-inch. 2.52, still the max hail size showing up on that. But if we go back over to the St. Louis area, so I'm making a big jump again, back to St. Louis. So this storm, yeah, it's over Edwardsville. We have crossed the river here. We are now in Illinois. Doesn't look super great. It is definitely on its way out. But off to the west here, guys, look at that. We have another storm over by Warrenton. And this one looks a little more nasty. Is it like, do we not have like the warnings on here? Is that one not warned? The one west of St. Louis? No, it's definitely warned. What the heck? I don't know why it's not showing up on my thing. But it is warned for ping pong ball size hail. Don't know why that isn't showing up on Max. But I see it on my other screen. So we're going to be watching this guy. This is moving off to the east, okay? And, oh no, there's the warning. It's just covered up by the radar. So I can query it. There it is. So it's warned for ping pong ball size hail right now, and it is moving off to the east at 35 miles an hour. Got to keep a close eye on this guy. It looks like it's moving a little bit more northeast, so I'm saying something like probably kind of like this. So that means, you know, in the next 45 minutes, you know, you're getting close to O'Fallon. So we're going to keep a close eye on this storm. There's no reason for it to really weaken. So possibly a couple rounds of storms here for the St. Louis area. But we'll kind of put that on the back burner for now, as we do have storms now moving through Denton County. We have, looks like another hail report came in. Golly, people are reporting hail like, geez. 3.4 inch hail measured by caliper, 8 miles east of Rome. Dang, dude. Okay. Golly. All right. All right. Well, I don't think it's making hail that big right now, though. What I'm seeing on radar right now doesn't say that they're getting 3-inch hail. So let's see, that was reported at 7, right? So let's roll this back, right? Let's roll it to, here it was at 7 o'clock. And notice those CCs are low as crap, right? Like that right there, that's where your biggest hail was. And now if I bring it back to current, it doesn't look as crazy. We're starting to get it again a little bit right here, right? Over by North Lake and Justin. You're getting the lower CCs I just circled. So the storm, again, very well could be cycling itself back up. But it is the absurd sizes, the 4.5, the 3.5 inch hail. I do not think at this particular moment is what is falling here to the west of 35 West. Now, again, this storm is managing to maintain itself okay. It's still running about a 2-inch hail marker. If I'm looking on Gibson Ridge Analyst here, off to the west of the storm, I mean the echo tops are storm's still looking fairly tall, and so you can't rule it out. There hasn't really been any activity across DFW yet this evening, so there's no reason for this to not just keep on keeping on, So we're going to keep watching it as we're moving closer and closer to more densely populated areas. I mean, you're getting that population. I can't remember exactly where Todd's house is. I'm sure he's loving the shout outs, but I mean, you're getting, so this is 722, and is that what time? It's 722 right now. So this is a radar update we just got, and you have that lower correlation coefficient right up in here. You've seen, when you see the green and the yellow showing up like that, and you have the high reflectivity to match up, I say co-locate, right? You're getting some big hail in there. So let's zoom in. We're just gonna zoom right on in here, right? Okay, we're getting some population now. So we're on like Fought Road and Old Justin Road. I mean, I'd say it's more likely than not that you're getting hail, a golf ball size, maybe even larger than that. And again, this is moving off to the east, and we are very close. If you don't know the area, you get to about Argyle, and then suddenly it's like, oh hey, here's population central. One remembers that DFW is one of the fastest growing population centers in the country. Come on, dude, give me hail size. I wish I could edit this thing to focus on hail versus just showing me the mesocyclone. Like, no one cares. I don't care. If it's not making a tornado, like, I can analyze it. Okay, golf ball size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds at 7:17 p.m. Severe thunderstorm was located over North Lake and Trophy Club, moving east at 35 miles an hour. So yeah, golf ball size hail. Obviously, if we're going east, we can go ahead and query that out, tell you guys where we're looking at here, about 35. So Argyle, 729, 723 right now, so about 5 minutes. Bartonville, 734, Corinth, 742. So you're crossing I-35 east about 745. You're at the Colony by 758 and Frisco by 8:05. So again, we are pretty much going west to east here across Denton and Collin counties. I did mention that in the forecast today that if anything was going to go up, it would very likely be these counties. And lo and behold, here we are yet again. Quarter-size hail near Robson Ranch. That just came in a couple minutes ago. So still making that severe hail, and that's the thing, as we're moving into major population. If this thing pulses up, and it's not moving super fast, you could start with that quarters, and then suddenly it just blows up in size because the storm is blown up. So I'm thumbing through the comments here, making sure nothing else coming in. Thanks guys for watching and everything. Our live coverage videos, I tend to not promote our stuff too much because we're usually pretty heavy on the covering of the storms. I will take a minute here, thank the people that helped make this happen. You got See-Through Group, American Contractor Show, Maryland Law Group, Atlas. Can't do it without them. I'll throw one of their. I'll throw Atlas on there. We had that show with them, so. This section can be sponsored by Atlas, and I can see on my phone how, there we go, yep. as we get this storm moving off to the east here, look at that, you know, right just west of I-35, right? So here's I-35, got the hail happening right up in here, and it's moving slow but steady, right? Slow but steady is going to win the race on this thing. It's a 725 update. Let me kill storm reports so you can see. You know, there's the hail, and I'm gonna move the radar right from just on correlation coefficient. I'm gonna roll it back to about, so it is about 725. So about 20 minutes ago, this is what it looked like at 710. Yeah, at 710. Here's what it looked like 715. Notice how the correlation coefficient seems to be trying to fill in a little bit more. And the reflectivity is definitely increased. And the hail size seems to be slowly but surely trying to tick up here. So again, I think it's likely we're getting some golf ball size hail pretty much right along I-35 West. And you know, you got a lot of folks here in the Coral City area, probably along like Sunflower Avenue and maybe Homestead Way and this other road, Sunflower Avenue. Homestead Way and Sunflower Avenue, you're probably getting some golf balls. Yeah, you're probably getting some golf balls there. Just kind of overhearing what they're saying. Having the team literally right behind me works out, because if something crazy goes down, I'll be able to hear it. Yeah, dang, man, this thing is, I don't know, I got a feeling, man, that this thing is just gonna chug along here and keep making hail. And I wouldn't be surprised, notice you actually have, so there's an inflow for this, and it kind of goes up into this storm here and kind of does that. Wouldn't be shocked if this is the next area to keep an eye on if we get more storm development. Actually, I'm gonna look over on my other computer here. Yeah, I mean, it's showing lift. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get a storm going up here in Tarrant County. But again, that real focus is this guy here in. Got another here along I-35. Golf ball size hail, I-35 West and 407. Dang, that was really close to where the intersection I eyeballed. All right, you know, the weather always humbles you. I've been doing this a while, and it's still nice to see something that confirms what I'm real time looking at. So getting that confirmed golf ball size hail. If you're driving down I-35 West, where's the speedway? If you're heading north from the Texas Motor Speedway, you probably just got hit with some hail right now, and you're like, dang it, didn't want that to happen. So golf ball size hail here in the Argyle area. We're starting to really get into some more population now. So as this keeps hitting population with that golf ball size hail, that 2-inch size hail, if it happens to get any bigger, then suddenly we're gonna, okay, 3-inch hail report. From, not right now, but from a little bit earlier in Justin. 3-inch size hail in Justin near Highway 156 and Highway 407. So Justin also got 3-inch hail. So this thing has a history of making some big hail. I don't think it's, I'm curious to see if we get some videos and photos and how high volume that really big hail is going to be. I wouldn't be shocked if it's like some really big hail and then never mind. So I just saw a tennis ball report. So, all right, guys. So yeah, this is making some big hail. Tennis ball report, is it showing up on here yet? Nope. Well, I see it on my other computer. The tennis ball report is in Coral City, near North Lake. So let's guesstimate where that's going to be, right? So I'm going to remove the storm reports and storm tracks. It's going to get messy. So that's that. If we roll this back, I mean, the tennis ball is probably pretty likely near where I was saying golf balls honestly, just based off of what everything looks like here. Yeah, so it's like a pretty focused area, right? So this isn't going to be a widespread. You basically just throw a dart and you're going to hit some tennis balls. I think this core is pretty focused in one spot here, but it's clearly nasty. You got that the tennis ball size hail coming in with this thing. I wouldn't be surprised at low volume storm. That storm boulevard looks like it's dropping a ton of hail. Oh, dang. Okay, let me kind of multitask here, and also I need to move to the south because we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning issued for the southern half of Tarrant County from I-20 south into over here by Joshua and Cleburne, whatever this county is. Can I think of it off the top of my head? Probably not. Parker County, there we go. Right? Or is it Hood County? Is it Hood County? So the warnings are Johnson County, Parker County, Tarrant County, and Hood County. I don't remember which one's which does what. So golf ball size hail and 65-mile-per-hour wind gusts moving to the east at 45 miles an hour is located near Godley, moving east. And this is till 8:30 p.m. So this is the second storm off to the south, the one that I was kind of keeping an eye on here a little bit earlier. Looks like they had hail, a quarter-size hail in Granbury. Let's take a little bit more of a look at this. I see a little bit of lowering for the correlation coefficient by pecan plant to north of pecan or pecan plantation, and reflectivity is not looking as crazy. What's the hail marker showing for this one? I mean, it has like the hail marker pretty big, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's more of a pulsy storm. But we'll be watching this. I wouldn't be surprised if the wind is really strong with it, though. I see okay, yeah, I see Boulevard, Missouri. That one looks pretty nasty. And we do have a new warning. And we have a new warning put out for the O'Fallon area. So I'll check back in on that in a second. We do have, I'm going to check back up to north here. Here's the storm in Argyle right now. Argyle moving to the Denton area. So we're zooming in real close on Argyle. Here's the correlation coefficient. We are getting a real area, pretty solid area of lower correlation coefficient values from North Lake to Argyle. Dang it, it doesn't. Why does it sometimes have the stupid? Sometimes when I query the little spinning circle, it'll show me the hail size, and other times it doesn't. Looking at here, definitely some hail that, I mean, this thing made tennis balls recently, so I don't have any reason to doubt that it would still have big hail with it. I think it's just a lower precip storm, honestly. Like, yeah, I mean, look at those correlation coefficients. You guys can pretty clearly see on the screen here where that big hail likely is falling, almost guaranteed to be falling, right? So let's zoom in, give you guys a couple of areas where it's looking the most likely to have that big hail. I want to say it's really close to this updraft region here in Argyle. So right along Highway 377 and maybe East Hickory Hill Road. I wouldn't be surprised that that's where like some of that 2-inch, some of that 2.5-inch hail is falling right now. Is the core headed for Denton or south of Denton? Asks Wes. Looks like, I mean, the southern portions of Denton, I couldn't tell you where Denton ends and Corinth and all this crap begins. It's all a mess to me, man. So I'd say you're going south of, if it's south of where the 288 and 35 East meets, that's pretty much where the hail likely is going to be. You can tell zoomed out here, the core of Denton, right, or UNT, it's going to most likely stay south of there and more head towards areas that are probably, unfortunately, pretty well versed of really big hail. The Doubletree area, Highland Village, Double Oak, whatever. Doubletree is a hotel chain. Corinth, Flower Mound, Louisville, Little Elm, Frisco. I think that's where you're really the focus is gonna be. Let's see if this Man, that's crazy. Severe thunderstorm warning still just for golf balls, even knowing we've had a tennis ball report come in kind of recently. But it also doesn't look, I mean, it doesn't look super good other than the really low correlation coefficients. And man, this storm is a little bit of an enigma here. Again, I have a feeling that what's going to happen is it's going to be a lot of isolated big hail falling. So if you were to like go look at this, you know, like you're not going to pull up and, you know, it's not going to be like the Wiley storm or something, you know, freaking crazy where you're going to be able to see it from the highway. But, you know, there's definitely big hail falling here. It's just a matter of how much of it's falling and how much longer it's going to be falling. Because right now it's looking a little anemic. Notice how, I mean, are the velocities like looking any good? Yeah, notice the correlation coefficient just dropped a ton. Like here, this is 736, right? And that was just a minute or two ago. Yeah, no, I know. I'm looking at it. It's, yeah, it's like I'm curious if the storm is petering out, because if that's the case, then what's going to happen is the remainder of the hail within the storm is going to fall, and then it's going to kind of fizzle out as we keep moving off to the east. That's what it looks like right now. Are we going to see hail in Johnson County also? Is there a chance of tornado? Let me move back down south that way. So we do have that other storm here, which is warned for golf balls. Looking at it, I mean, you have this one little area here, just to the west of Godley here in Johnson County. I don't think I do have the roads loaded. So like over County Road 1233A and near Torello Court, you know, you have some hail going on here, but otherwise, I mean, this looks maybe more windy. I'll bring up, yeah. So notice you have right in here, this little bulge kind of moving off to the east. That's very possibly some pretty solid winds. Whoops, I didn't switch to this. A little bit further to the north, same thing, another area of gusty winds along Highway 377. Also very possibly could be showing some gusty winds, but overall the hail risk on this guy off to the south doesn't look particularly intense compared to the storm that's already moved through earlier with the pretty consistent reports of golf balls are larger. Again, the Godley area might see some golf ball size hail, but it'd probably be pretty isolated. I think the wind risk may be a little stronger with the storm down to the south in Johnson County. Just my 2 cents what I'm seeing right here right now. The storm off to the north too, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's got cut off by its updraft or it's trying to cycle or something, but it does not look as impressive as it did even 10 minutes ago. Whatever it may be, it looks like it may be kind of fizzling out a little bit. So I'm gonna, oh, looks like Boulevard got golf balls. I'm going to move, we're going to move away from Dallas for a few minutes. We're going to check in on other parts of the country here. We do have a fair amount of activity going on. Let's move off to the north and to the east into Missouri, as this computer needs to take a minute to think about it. So here's that storm. I know we were getting some requests. We had some golf ball size hail already in the town of Boulevard, Missouri. I do not have the roads loaded up for this, but yeah, golf ball size hail is reported by Polk Emergency Management via Ham Skywarn on WS. Oh, so it doesn't even say where it is. It just said how they reported it. That's cool. Golf ball size hail with that, and if we bring it up, CC, okay, it's probably bigger than golf balls. This is very likely what's happening. Pretty nasty looking storm here in Missouri. I was definitely expecting some pretty nasty storms across Missouri today, and here we are. This is off to the north. It's going to be heading, let's see, let me roll the radar back and kind of tell you. East, northeast, so heading towards Lebanon, Waynesville, Rolla eventually, kind of paralleling I-44 a little bit here, north of, God, so close to Springfield. I really thought Springfield was going to get hit today. Yeah, you're close. You know, you're off by like 30, 35 miles. It's not too bad. So keep moving off to the east here. Here's this other storm over by Warrenton that's going to be heading towards. The warning is for O'Fallon as well for ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. It's got some legs here. it's moving quick. Looking at correlation coefficients though, looks like a pretty teeny tiny little hail core there in the literally just to the east of the updraft. So what you have here, there's your inflow, that warm air coming in, and then the hail will kind of fall out pretty much right there if I get rid of the storm track. So it's pretty much, so when you bring up correlation coefficient, that's why all the hail's right here. Storm goes up, comes down, and you get the hail up in there. So that's, it seems to be a really compact little supercell moving off to the north and to the east. So we'll see if this keeps just maintaining itself, or if we end up getting another storm that kind of dies off, because this atmosphere all up in here has already had a fair amount of activity, so the atmosphere might be turned over a little bit and maybe not be as unstable as it could have been had there not been any storms. I'm curious if this wind report is for the tornado. No. There was looks like a lot more storm reports came in the Ferguson and, yeah, St. Louis area. Yeah, quite a bit. A lot of ping pong ball reports. They're all like on top of each other too. So, yeah, fair amount of storms in the St. Louis area. We'll be keeping an eye on this one heading towards I-70 here. Again, that is a little bit of a little hail core, a little baby hail core. Kind of watch this guy moving northeast at 40. I mean, it does bring O'Fallon and St. Peter's and Lake St. Louis all into play here, right? Pretty much at the top of the hour. So we'll be watching that closely, see if we get anything crazy out of that. Otherwise, other storms in the area. Let's check back in the DFW here and see what we got going on. Whoop. Give it a minute. Okay, so it looks like the warning for Tarrant County and Johnson County has changed a little bit. Wouldn't be shocked if they've kind of backed off a little bit on the hail size. Yep, down to 1.5 inch hail. Winds 65 though. I think this one looks a little more windy than the storm to the north. Yeah, correlation coefficient, it's just this one little area here, right over the Godley area, along County Road 1232 and County Road 1127. That seems to be where the hail almost exclusively is, but if we bring up the storm relative velocity, you have two areas of wind here. So you got this here and this here, so one in Tarrant County, one down in Johnson County. Tornadic doesn't look like that too much to me here. Oh yeah, and just even with the radar update, those correlation coefficients from the previous radar frame have really kind of phased out a little bit in the wind. You have those two areas of green. That's going to be your best bet for some wind gusts, but otherwise I think the hail size on that has gone down a lot. And yeah, look at this storm here by Denton now. It has kind of really just collapsed. Yeah, it is a shadow of its former self. I mean, we've had a fair bit of big hail. I mean, 2.5 inch hail, all that, over by Justin and stuff. But once you get to the bigger population here, this seems to have kind of fizzled out a little bit, at least for the time being. Looking at this, dang it, I did not want to open Yeah, looking at this on my other monitor as well. Yeah, the storm has, yeah, the echo tops are way less. It is falling apart here, guys. I do not see this storm being any more of a threat as it moves to the east towards Collin County. So I think it has done its job already. It's really falling apart fast. I wouldn't be surprised if our hail map has just like kind of made an abrupt stop, because it really fell apart there quickly. But I mean, that's how the weather can be, man. Yeah, it looks like, oh, we got that storm over by Bolivar. It's got a tornado warning on it now. It's really gotten, golly, yeah, we're after 7 p.m., so low-level jets kicking in. You got better dynamics to work with, and yeah, that looks, geez, okay. So this is interesting. You can tell all this really deep blue. There's your inflow, so everything's just like, it's just sucking up that warm air. We actually got some sunshine in this part of Missouri today, so the potential for tornado is probably, you know, right up in there, you know. So it's really, man, classic looking supercell. It is nasty, and that's moving towards the towns of Buffalo, Lebanon. It's one for baseballs, which makes perfect sense to me. Moving east at 50, so it's moving quick, you know. So it was moving northeast, now moving east. So route at the surface, got that tornado warning. It's very possible that we may end up seeing a tornado with this, getting close to I-44 here. And this is north of Springfield, Missouri, a fair bit. And this moving off to the east. You really got that trailing outflow too. That's crazy. This is a really classic looking supercell. Definitely quite a bit of really big hail in here. It's a really good example of what happens when you're getting, look at that, that's crazy, guys. Your big hails right there, where it's just that concentration of the greens, and those reflectivity is high. That's big time hail there, guys. So a lot more rural, thankfully, but hopefully we don't have any impacts with population. Even the town, no matter how large, getting hit with a tornado is always, don't want that to happen. So hopefully that's okay. I see, I'm going to alert family here in a little bit about some stuff in Oklahoma. But otherwise, I think we're kind of at a point where I don't have anything too wild happening right now. Got this town in this storm heading towards the Wentzville area. This looks pretty. Is that marker getting bigger by any chance? Does it look like it's strengthening up? Yeah. It is. We were getting close to the radar too, so that the hail algorithm stuff's gonna be all jacked up. But oh man, I see a tornado warning down by DFW, so we're gonna go jump over there. I got my face on this one here, guys. Whoop, let's zoom out. Okay, so we have a tornado warning for Johnson County here in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro. Give me like 2 seconds. I do need to take a sip of water. I don't know how long I've been live. Let's see. About 90 minutes. Yeah, that makes sense. Talking nonstop. So it's velocities. Okay, there you go. So this tornado warning, bring it up. Yeah, hail size is irrelevant, but they radar indicated tornado. So this is capable of tornado. They don't have a tornado confirmed yet. Northeastern Johnson County. It was near Joshua, moving east at 35 miles an hour. And I have the velocities up for a reason here, because right there's where it is, the southeast of Godley. Your velocity couplet's like pretty much right over County Road 1010, and moving east at 30 miles an hour. I mean, that's a tight little couplet there, guys. Like, where you have that, pretty much have the greens and the reds kissing. That's that's where your potential for something tornadic is. Moving east about 30 miles an hour. It takes me off the screen, but that's okay. You guys get the gist of it. It's and it'll be rain wrapped too. If anything does end up dropping, notice this isn't at the end of the storm. If I go back to the velocities. Oh, we just actually got an update. So here it is. Here's where that velocity couplet is, where that potential for a tornado is. You go back to reflectivity. It's just in the middle of the storm. So don't try to go look at this. You're not going to be able to see it at all. It's going to be in the middle of the rain. Hopefully there is no debris signature showing up, so I don't think there is anything ongoing at the moment. It looks pretty good. That's a fairly significant looking velocity signature, so we got to keep a close eye on this. East at 30 miles an hour, so I think I'm zoomed out enough. Start at the point here. So that would put Alvarado, Venus, and Mountain Peak at risk in the next 45 minutes. Alvarado being at 8:11. Keene, the northern parts of Keene would be pretty much now. Venus 8:24 and 8:34 at Mountain Peak, assuming a 30-mile-per-hour easterly trajectory. We'll see if that's the case, but again, this is moving to the east. So if you are in Fort Worth, western Fort Worth, you're getting rain. This is not. I mean, it looks like a little windy. This is not anything tornadic at the moment. Keeping an eye on this here over by in the Benbrook area that could potentially spin up into something brief, but that most, oops, dang it, I keep doing that. The most intense areas here is down in the Joshua area, and that is a tornado warning. The hail threat is minimal, but the tornado threat is more significant for there, and then that tornado warning in Missouri, and then we do have the severe thunderstorm warning for potentially round 2 about to happen in the St. Louis area. Did St. Louis get hit already? Yes, there was an impact with St. Louis already. I can't update the titles in the middle of a video, so we just are kind of rolling with it here. Okay, so dang, dude. Actually, let's zoom in on this a bit. This velocity couplet's looking a little more interesting here. Just literally to the east of the Chisholm Trail Parkway, right? I mean, I have it right here on the screen. You guys can definitely see it. Could be kind of nasty. I'm moving off to the east. Oh yeah, there's neighborhoods in here. So hopefully we don't see anything. If I switch the correlation coefficient, it's good for finding hail. It's also good for finding debris. I'm not seeing any debris at this exact second. At the 7:53 update, yeah. So we're keeping a close eye on this, guys. I mean, it's wrapped up pretty good, and it is in the middle of the rain, so you would not be able to see it. This isn't like a tornado you can see and kind of watch. It's going to be a rain-wrapped monster, and it's getting dark outside too. So, definitely just get in your shelter if you are in the path of this thing. Chances are the sirens are going off to the north. Kind of keep an eye on this in Benbrook as well. This doesn't look as potentially significant as this one down here in the Joshua area. This is what it looks like. We're going to kind of roll the radar back. You can see it really wraps up here in the last 5 to 10 minutes. So hopefully, a little concerned that this could actually drop something. But hopefully we do not get anything to drop down. But if you are in the path of this thing, right? So if you're in the town of Joshua, Texas, you're in the town of Keene, Texas. I mean, I see a lot of different roads here by Hill Lane, County Road 707. You are to the west of I-35 west and north of I-67 and south of, you're east of the Chisholm Trail Parkway, you're north of Highway 67, and you are the west of I-35 west in the town of Joshua, point south. If any of that falls into your domain of where you live, I would make sure that you are in your tornado safe zone, just because this does look pretty mean. Oh, up, and there it goes. Actually, never mind. It looks like it. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's very possible that we had something spin up there in the in-between zone. I mean, you know, that's what makes systems like this kind of difficult, because you start to get some quick spin-ups. It's always possible here. But right now, if you're switching back to velocities, it looks a lot less scary. So that tornado warning maintains itself in effect. I would just do what you're going to do with any tornado precautions. You hear the sirens going off and you get nervous about it, just better safe than sorry, is what I always like to say. Further to the north here in the Benbrook area, I see a hook. That could be a problem. This storm starting in Fort Worth starting to get a little more supercell-y. Is it just noise, or is it trying to break off? I can't tell if it's noise or if it's just trying to break off. If it's trying to break off, become a supercell, this could become a major problem very soon. So we'll have to watch that very carefully here in Fort Worth. As it stands right now, it may just be some radar clutter. Off to the north, I mean, they haven't even reissued the warning. The storm that did produce that big hail, I mean, it's not doing diddly squat now, so it has really died off. It seems like the focus has gotten further to the south with those tornado warnings, and we do have storms firing all the way south into Texas, so we'll see what happens there. Oh, I see there was a 2-inch report in Bolivar. That's nice. Tornado warning still in effect there. Let's see, anything else? No, not really. So I'm going to check back in on the St. Louis area. I'm bouncing back and forth quite a bit. Which, you know, we have activity going on, so I'm just going to try my best here to maintain it. We do have this storm that is still warned for ping pong balls. Going out, pretty much going to go right over I-70 right now. And there's hail with it. I mean, in the Wentzville area, in the this part of Wentzville, south of I-70, right along the county line in Pauldingville. I do not have the I don't have the roads loaded for this area right now. I'm trying to remember where population really starts in earnest here, but it's very likely we have some hail falling. You have those low CCs. Again, it's like a tight little supercell here moving into the Wentzville area, getting very close to the radar. Wouldn't be shocked if we get some more hail here across the Wentzville region. Honestly, I might just take 2 seconds. I'm going to bring up pings. Not seeing too many. Let's see. I mean, we're starting to get closer to population getting impacted here in the next, pretty much right now. Yeah, right on I-70. It's hailing on I-70 right here, folks, in Wentzville. Yeah, right there. Wouldn't be shocked. Again, that quarter to ping pong ball size hail in Wentzville, Missouri. And this keeps moving off to the north and to the east. I mean, the radar is going to look janky because we're really close, and there's a lot of buildings and stuff, but just based off of what I'm seeing on correlation coefficient and differential reflectivity, I'd say that we're getting that quarter to maybe some ping pong ball size hail with that. Moving back down to the Bolivar area, this tornado warned storm heading towards Lebanon, just past Buffalo, Missouri. We had golf ball size hail reported with that. Correlation coefficients look nasty. Velocities don't look as crazy. So thankfully it looks like we're not seeing a big tornado chance there. Let me go back to Dallas-Fort Worth. We do still have that tornado warning in effect in the Fort Worth area. So let's go over here by I-35 West in Johnson County, over by Alvarado. Go back to those velocities and I mean, there is still a couplet to be had, but it does not look like it did a little while ago. I know I'm moving through things a little quickly here, but strong gusty winds for sure. Definitely probably a pretty good gust getting across I-35 West here. That velocity couplet is there. Situations like this, they're rain wrapped, and possibly if there is anything, it'd be rain wrapped and it's moving quick and it'd be touchdown really fast. If anything, it doesn't look like anything right now, but I see why they're maintaining that tornado warning. Off to the north, across Fort Worth, man, this stuff looks like a friggin' mess, man. I mean, it's trying to like make its own supercell here, like right over downtown. It's just there's a lot of stuff competing, so I don't really see it. I don't see it being able to break off on its own and like do anything spectacular, you know. So we'll keep an eye on this guy as it's moving towards Fort Worth, but I mean, there's no hail with it. If it is, it's very little. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now. I think I'm getting the feeling that the most significant hail for DFW has since ended, and it was kind of on the outskirts a bit of town. Couple nasty storms in Missouri, but otherwise, in terms of population centers, we may be starting to wind down a bit. Gonna see here if got some text messages. All right, just a text there. I mean, I know I'm still live. I'm just trying to. People start texting me, so I want to make sure everything is. Well, I guess that's good. He got rocked last time, so I want to get rocked every single time, right? So, yeah, overall, I think things are winding down a little bit. I mean, if we go back over. Going back over to St. Louis, yeah, I mean, this storm, as it moved over Wentzville, I mean, obviously we're like right over the radar, so it's gonna look janky, but like just looking at it, even through the jank, it looks like it's dying. So I think the storm may be winding down pretty quick here. It might have done like a little period of some maybe quarter to ping pong ball size hail right at I-70, but I mean, it's looking crappy being so close to the radar anyway, but basic storm structure wise, it does not look very good. So I'm having a hard time believing that it'd be doing anything with severe hail now. So overall, yeah. All right. So let me going back to the DFW area here again. So the storm that had the really big hail, I mean, it is basically just straight up died. I mean, it's just like heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. We have junk over downtown Fort Worth. I don't think this is going to do anything super significant right now. And probably the strongest storm is going to be this one at the junction in Alvarado, at junction of Highway 67 and I-35 West. That's no correlation with bring up velocities. Yeah, you got some gusty winds, a little bit of rotation here with this thing. It's still tornado warned, but it definitely does not look anything like it did earlier when the tornado warning was issued. So I think just some gusty winds with this. Looks much more outflow dominant now. You know, maybe you're trying to get, you know, the inflows kind of coming in like this. So maybe you're trying to sneak in something here. You kind of see that in the velocities, but this feels like it's either going to try to tighten one last gasp, or it's just going to outflow dominant like crazy, which yeah, looks like it's trying to do that right now. I get I get my radar. Sometimes I get my radar updates, my reflectivity updates while I'm looking at something else. So it'll like update in real time here. There it goes. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look super crazy. I think this tornado warning will be allowed to expire when that time comes. It does not look particularly impressive. So, partially because I have been talking for an hour 40 minutes, the length of an entire movie, I think we are going to wrap this up for now. We've had a few storms, fairly significant storms. One in the St. Louis area, which started the live stream with a tornado also occurred. And we had some storms in the far northwestern sections of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. A couple other nasty storms still ongoing, but in terms of major population with significant hail, right now, not looking too crazy. There are some storms. I know some folks are asking about it. For the rest of Texas down here, I do not have San Antonio's radar loaded. I don't think I have it loaded up right now. Yeah, I do not have San Antonio's radar loaded up right now, so you can't, or Austin's, so you can't really see. But there are storms trying to form all the way down south, but they're still a fair bit away from the storms within the big cities within the Texas Triangle. So I think gonna kind of, what in the hell is this? What is all this crap trying to form over? Got storms trying to erupt over here west of OKC. I'm gonna just kind of let that go. If something happens, I'll come back, you know. But I do want to, honestly, I just want to be able to take some drinks of water. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks to the sponsors and everything. I mean, for folks who watched for the last hour 40, I mean, Godspeed. I hope I was entertaining for you, informative, of course. We do have some tornado warnings. That's the thing too. I have to alert some family here pretty soon, so I'd like to not be live for that. So, otherwise, if you are in DFW and you're in that tornado warning, I think that's going to be allowed to expire. And the other storms, I think we may be kind of done for Dallas-Fort Worth. Got some big hail, and some folks did get some big hail, but it's probably not the blockbuster crazy storm that may have happened. Arkansas, yes, Arkansas will see some storms later. They're probably going to be later on this evening into the overnight. And yeah, there was a ping pong ball report in that storm in the Wentzville area. So got those on there. You can check us out on Hail Trace, of course. If you're a subscriber with us, you'll get an alert saying that we're live, and that should bring you to live if we come back a little bit later. And thanks for tuning in. And I'm going to wrap this up before I lose my voice.